U.S. and Iran now not apparently on the same page regarding sanctions. Washington saying the penalties would be phased out gradually until a final nuke agreement is reached. But today, the Iranian president pushed back. He said this, quote, "We will not sign any deal unless all sanctions are lifted on the same day. The Iranian nation has been and will be the victor in the negotiations." Wyoming Republican Senator John Barrasso, chair of the Senate Republican Policy Committee. How are you, Senator? Good morning.
Thanks for having me.
To you. Wow, I swear that.
Well,
we're talking two different languages, aren't we?
Well, absolutely are, which says what's really going on here. You know, we know that the world is less safe if Iran has a nuclear weapon. I'm most concerned about the security of the United States, and that's why the Senate is going to be voting on the sanctions, and specifically the fact that next week the Foreign Relations Committee is going to meet. The president has threatened to veto, but we're going to say, Mr. President, before you sign and agree to any deal, we want to make sure that we have a chance to review it, because people don't know what's in this agreement now. The president initially said that he was going to put an end to the Iranian nuclear program. What we see now is facilities are going to stay open, the centrifuges are going to stay there. All of those things are going to continue in Iran, and I just think we cannot approve this and relieve sanctions, which is what Iran wants. They want the money.
Got it. Some ABCs on this whole deal. What Congress is about to embark on is separate and different from what the president is negotiating with the Iranians, correct?
Correct.
Do you have 67 votes in the U.S. Senate that ultimately, at some point, may be necessary if you disagree with the deal to override a presidential veto?
Well, we're working on that. We know we have close to a dozen Democrats who are co-sponsoring this bipartisan approach. Senators on both sides of the aisle want to make sure that if there is a deal and sanctions are relieved, that it's actually a good deal, protects the American people, protects the world from Iran. We know that Iran cheats, but it's all about the money for Iran. It's tens of billions of dollars that they want, and I think they want to use it for more terrorism.
But again, do you have the 67 votes today?
Today, I don't know that we do. I know that we're very close, maybe 1 or 2 votes away. I know the White House is working in one way to prevent it from happening. The president has threatened to veto.
They're working hard on that sale, too. Is it 63? Is it 64? Is it 65? What number would you put it at?
We're going to get it through the committee on Tuesday, the Foreign Relations Committee, to say we want to review the deal. We're going to get it through the Senate, and we're going to get it to the president's desk. Then he's going to have to decide whether he's going to. Previously, the president has threatened to veto legislation on even putting the sanctions in place, and we passed it in the Senate 100-0, and he went kicking and screaming to apply the sanctions, but it's the sanctions that brought the Iranians to the deal.
I'm reading a lot on this, and I tell you what, it appears that there will be some sort of deal. I don't know if it's June or July or 6 months from now, and I don't know if it'll be a deal that you like or Benjamin Netanyahu or others in Congress will like. But it appears there will be something that will be signed. Would you agree with that?
I think the president is desperate for a deal to the point that he will make a bad deal rather than just walk away from the whole thing, and that is the problem. Even the framework that we see now falls far short of what the president promised he would look for, because it allows to it doesn't stop the Iranians' ability to have a nuclear weapon. It only delays it. He's not dismantling their capacity. He's just basically trying to contain them. And I think that's a very risky situation for the world, including the United States, when they continue to yell, "Death to America."
Last question. I don't see anything that's been talked about, and we asked Josh Earnest about this a week ago here in our program, that says that the United States will demand snap inspections, which means if you see something moving on the ground, you're allowed to go there. That is not in the deal. Why would you agree to something? If you're watching by satellite some movement on the ground within Iran, and you are then obstructed from accessing that site, and maybe it takes a week or a month, or you go into protracted negotiations with UN negotiators that may take 6 months or a year down the road, why would you accept a deal that does not give you that versatility?
Well, I wouldn't accept that deal. I want anywhere, anytime inspections, not have to make an appointment to do an inspection. We need to have this enforceable and verifiable, and if you can't inspect that way that you've just described, then I don't think it's a good deal.
Senator, thank you. More to talk about real soon. John Barrasso, thanks.
Appreciate
Republican out of Wyoming. Thank you.